Today is Monday, February 3rd, 2014. We're here for the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council. I would ask that you all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk Spencer, I'd ask that you call the roll to establish a quorum.
Gutenkopf.
Here.
Deuter.
Here.
Dunn.
Here.
Leader.
Here.
Polumsky.
Here.
Graham.
Here.
Hipskin. Absent. York.
Here.
Levin.
Here.
Healy. Absent. Honquist. Absent. Kennedy.
Here.
Mulliner.
Here.
Wagner. Absent. So it's 10 present, 4 absent.
10 present, 4 absent. We have a quorum. On to agenda item number 3. We have a little bit of a twist tonight, and it's a good one. I'm going to ask Elmhurst's very own Lieutenant Colonel Mark Malin to join me at the podium for a presentation.
Oh, there he is.
It's kind of a special event, a little out of the ordinary, but anytime I think we have an opportunity to honor our men and women in the armed services, I'm all for it. This is Lieutenant Colonel Mark Malin, born and raised in Elmhurst, and is currently married and raising his 2 children here in Elmhurst along with his wife Lauren. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge all members of the armed services, and then I'll say a couple of words about Lieutenant Colonel Malin. This is a short poem by an Armed Force veteran, Charles Province. It is the soldier, not the minister, who has given us freedom of religion. It is the soldier, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press. It is the soldier, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campaign organizer, who has given us freedom to protest. It is the soldier, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the soldier, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. It is the soldier who salutes the flag, who serves beneath the flag, and whose coffin is draped by the flag. I can't say enough about what our armed services do, not only for Elmhurst, but for our entire country. Now, Lieutenant Colonel Malin here started in ROTC at Illinois State a couple of years ago. I won't say the date. Out of the ROTC, and when he graduated college, he was commissioned as an Army Reserve officer. He has currently achieved the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. He has done 3 tours overseas, approximately 1 year each tour. He's done 2 tours in Iraq, 1 in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, he was the deputy commander for the Combined Joint Psychological Operations Team Task Force. Do you have an acronym for that? CJPOTF. He also worked in Afghanistan. He worked with NATO forces outside of Kabul. As part of the NATO contingent, Mark served with troops from several different countries, including Germany, Italy, Turkey, Australia, Belgium, and Spain, just to name a few. Prior to his Afghanistan deployment, Mark served as the battalion commander for a PSYOPs group headquartered out of California. He commanded over 300 soldiers from companies in California, Washington, and Denver, traveling over 50% of the time for the past 3 years. Post-Afghanistan, Lieutenant Colonel Malin has accepted a position in Miami working with SOCOM, Southcom, Special Operations Command, in efforts to mitigate Al-Qaeda and Taliban recruiting in Central and South America. Mark Malin, as I said, was born and raised in Elmhurst. He's a true American hero. I remember it's kind of one of those things you want to ask somebody in the military, but you don't want to ask them, hey, Mark, did you ever, when you were over there, did you ever get shot at? Well, yeah, every day. And it's just that kind of thing. That's the kind of humility that my friend Mark has shown. He's actually one to rarely accept thanks. I try to give them as often as possible. But Mark is just that kind of person that, well, that's my job and that's what I'm there for, and he's happy to do it. Now, I'm happy to say that Lieutenant Colonel Malin has a presentation for us, and I'm going to give him an opportunity to say a few words.
Thank you.
Mark?
Thank you, Steve. Everyone, thank you. Steve got it quite part right tonight. We're not here to honor the service. I'm here to honor Elmhurst and thank Elmhurst. As Steve said, I've been a lifelong resident of Elmhurst. My parents still live in the house I grew up on over on Berkeley Street. And I am raising my family here. I'm one of those people like Steve who just never left because it's such a great place. During my deployments and as well as my time away, traveling frequently for the military, and especially during my deployments, it's basically enforcing me what a great place Elmhurst is. Friends, family, organizations, people I've never met before, people my wife has never met before have stepped up to support my family during my deployments. Especially this last one in Afghanistan. I got packages from groups in Elmhurst, from schools. I'm IC Grades Glen High School, but from schools as well as other organizations and a couple organizations I had never heard of before. I got large packages for the soldiers in Afghanistan, which they loved and which I was more than happy to share with everyone there, especially some of my Afghan employees who were able to take home some of these things to their families where they had very little. But the reason I'm here tonight, when I was in Afghanistan, I had a flag flown over our headquarters in Kabul in honor of the city of Elmhurst. And I did this to thank Elmhurst for everything they've done for me and my family during the multiple deployments that I've been on for the military and the time I've spent away from home for the military. Steve's been one of my best friends since grade school, and he's been there for me, and he was there during all my deployments. So Steve's a big part of it, but Elmhurst as a whole is a huge part of my life, and they were there for me when I was gone. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Elmhurst. So on 5 February, I flew a flag over our headquarters in Afghanistan, and I want to present this to Steve and the city of Elmhurst in great thanks for all the support I've received over the years in the military. Steve, thank you very much. Thanks, man.
All right, we'll do.
Have a great night, folks. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great.
Okay. What a terrific guy. Thank you, Mark. On to agenda item number 4, receipt of written communications from the public. Is there anybody at this time who has any written communications they would like to submit to our clerk? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 5, that's public forum. This is an opportunity for anybody in the public who wishes to address the council to approach the microphone. We ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes. This is not a Q&A, it's a public forum, so we're more than happy to hear what you have to say. If you do run over 3 minutes, I'll give you a little reminder and ask you to wrap it up. Clerk Spencer, is anybody at this time who has signed up to speak this evening?
We have one, Claude Pagash, 566 West Gladys.
My name is Claude Poggett, 566 West Gladys. Had the opportunity of spending some time with zoning and planning last week. The council is kind of left zoning and planning with a big problem. They used to have a set of rules, but this council has kind of given them a problem they don't know how to resolve, I think. Number one is the parking garage at 6 stories was ejected by them. So the city turns around. They don't apply as Addison LLC, it's now Elmhurst. And they apply again for 6 stories. Well, see, they've always gone along with 45. You look at the whole Addison area, and that's what it is. But then the city has to add to the overall problem. They have a vote last meeting. pond is not acceptable as is. So now what does zoning and planning do? It has a couple of influences from this council, and it doesn't really know if 45 is acceptable, as one of their members once asked. So this council better get together and go and set up the new rules for them, because they're kind of wandering around and wondering just what is acceptable. I understand we got a little problem with that force main, about 600,000 more, considering we already dumped another couple million on it. But to come up with the money, we got to take from Peter to pay Paul, and then we're going to take from John to pay Smith, and that's the way it's going to go. So these grand plans that the city has, doesn't seem like you got the deep pockets for it. So you better start reevaluating what you're spending. And these bids that you accept as reality probably aren't even close. So maybe reconsider these garages and everything else that are only going to cost $16 million and maybe wind up costing $20 million that you don't have the extra. Same thing on the sewer line. It's a nice idea. Sorry it's costing me so much. But if these bills for it keep on going up, that little 6 plus 1 million contingency is going to look like an afterthought. So start considering if you have the money to spend. I'm really, really tired of you reaching into my pocket with general obligation bonds. If you haven't got the money, don't dream big. And don't start sending out messages you're unhappy with designs. You want them bigger. Because the very body that's supposed to help you, they have no idea what you guys want.
Mr. Pagash, you're at your 3 minutes. I ask you to wrap up.
Nice speech about the faith of the city, Mayor. Really was very interesting, especially that 9.8 million.
Clerk Spencer.
That's all.
Okay, that's all for everyone who signed up. Is there anybody in the audience who did not have an opportunity to sign up on our sign-in sheet that would wish to address the council? If there is somebody, please raise your hand. Is there anybody else, just so I get a count? Yes, sir, go ahead.
Michael Krumm, 570 West Crockett. I would just ask that the council consider having some meeting preparatory time so that the council members could look over the notes prior to public comments, because I feel that it's somewhat disrespectful for people to be looking at their laptops, looking at papers, and giving visual presentation of not wanting to listen to their constituents. Thank you.
Anyone else before I close public forum? Seeing none, we'll move on. Agenda item number 6, announcements. Any announcements this evening? Alderman York.
Thank you, Your Honor. On Saturday, March 1st, the YMCA is having their annual fundraiser at River Forest Country Club. This fundraiser provides funds for the Y to use to help folks who can't necessarily afford the full program payments, but allows a lot of kids who may not be able to participate in Y programs to actually participate in the programs throughout the course of the year. So it's a very good, Elmhurst organization, and would ask for your support.
Okay, any other announcements? Alderman Dunn.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This Friday, February 7th, Superior Ambulance is having their second voter drive. That's going to take place at their facility at 395 West Lake Street. It's February 7th, this Friday, from 3 to 5 p.m. And be sure to bring 2 forms of identification. Thank you.
Okay, any other announcements? Agenda item number 7, consent agenda. Before I ask for if anybody wants to remove anything, city staff has requested that agenda item 7.15, a resolution 7.15 be pulled. That was put on in error. That's actually supposed to go to committee first. So we are going to remove 7.15. Any other items on the consent agenda that anybody wishes to have removed, possibly comment to? Seeing none, I'll ask for a approval of the consent agenda minus item 7.15. Motion by Alderman York, second by Alderman Dunn. Clerk Spencer, I'd ask you to call the roll.
York.
Aye.
Dunn.
Aye.
Leader.
Aye.
Palumski.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Lipscomb, absent. Levin.
Aye.
Healy, absent. Honquist, absent. Kennedy.
Aye.
Mulliner.
Aye.
Wagner.
Aye.
Gudenkauf.
Aye.
Deuter.
Aye.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent.
11 ayes, 0 nays. That motion passes. Consent agenda passes minus item 7.15. Reports and recommendations 8.1. Couple of reports. Chick-fil-A will be opening this Thursday, and I think there's a couple of postings on the internet in the press about that. I had the opportunity last Tuesday to participate in my first State of the City address that was held at the Community Bank of Elmhurst. It was hosted and put together by the Chamber and hosted by the Community Bank of Elmhurst. Even though it was minus 11 degrees, we still had a full house, and I would encourage everybody to take a look at that video. There's also speeches by the Chamber and some other folks. You can go on the Chamber's website, and they have listings of how you can see it. They also list when it will be broadcast on the local cable channels. Finally, the worst-kept secret in Elmhurst. Got an email from Whole Foods today at 3 o'clock saying that they would be announcing that they're moving to Elmhurst. So I think that's as official as it's going to get until they actually remodel the store and put the sign on the front. So got an email today at 3 o'clock. Very happy about that. And that's it for me on reports. Acting City Manager Gaston, do you have any reports for us?
One item. We'd just like the public to know that the Zoning and Planning Commission public hearing regarding the Addison deck has been continued to February 13.
Okay. Any other reports and recommendations? Seeing none, we'll move on. Other business. Any other business? Very good. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Alderman York, second by Alderman Palumski. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
He doesn't want to